when you are telling the story, live the story. तो brand को जब तुम समझ लेते हो ना, तो I can think like you, and you are the best person to think the best ideas for your company. Show me the work. Not working for free. If you don't know anything, you're not working for free. I am paying you. हर रोज एक नई learning आती है, उसको फिर मैं लिखता हूँ और सोचता हूँ कि तू कितना बुद्धू है वादवा, मतलब
Ayush, how are you doing, bro?
very, very well. Thank you so much for coming here and recording this video.
It took us a lot of time to set up this setup that everyone is looking at right now. But this is part 2 of the podcast that I'm doing right now. Part 1 किया था काफी time पहले. That was online. Finally meeting you over here, coming here for the third time. तो बताओ how has things changed at Owl from the time that we talked when we recorded the podcast?
I mean, I don't remember the exact date of when we recorded, but बहुत कुछ बदला यार. I think the scale at which we were doing things, that has only gotten bigger. We had 3 IPL campaigns this year and never believed that we would. In fact, I don't know other agencies except for the top groups that did 3 IPL campaigns. We did a campaign that is going to be shown in Emirates, 180 countries.
Right.
So business class, first class. So all these things, the scale has gotten bigger, which I really didn't imagine that it would. I think we have really matured as a company over the last, I think 7, 8, 9 months, into the journey. I've moved to Bangalore now. So this last time we recorded, I was in my hometown Rohtak. Now I am in Bangalore.
Right.
बहुत चीजें change हुई हैं, I think. A lot of things have changed.
So first of all, like the first question I was having when I was looking at the work that you guys are doing right now is the process of shooting an ad, right? According to you, how does that all happen? From जैसा आप बता रहे थे ठेके वाले लोग होते हैं, वो सब कुछ सेट करना होता है, तो वो कैसे होता है exactly?
ठेके वाले sounds like an alcohol ठेका. It's a very intricate process and there's a lot of on-ground work that's involved. I won't be able to probably dive really deep into it. Let's say, I think off camera I'll be able to tell you better, but I'll give, for the audience, I'll give like a very sort of overview of the entire process. So different agencies and companies approach ad filmmaking very, very differently. What we do is we do a script to screen process. What that essentially means is, let's say Ishan is a brand, Market Up today wants to make an ad film, right? So you would come to me and tell me, hey Ayush, I want to make an ad film. It should be around itna seconds long, and I want to portray the idea of how we have the best community of editors. That's it. That's all we need. Some companies ask for a lot more. Some companies only do the shooting. Some companies only write the script. We do the entire process. So you would come to me with a thought and then my team will get to work. We will start by first. So this is step number 1, which is writing down the concept. There is another smaller step before this, which is actually about 6 to 7 days long, which is deep research. I think this is what really separates us from a lot of companies, because I've seen some of the bigger agencies that I've worked with as a freelancer before starting out, they never focus on research. Brief I get to like concept and execution. We spend, or rather I spend a long time in just understanding the company, understanding their vision, truly understanding what their business motivations are, what are they trying to do, then get to the concept part. We usually give any company 3 to 4 concepts. So this is a concept note. A concept note is nothing but a brief overview of how we are imagining this idea. So to give you an example of a concept note, it is nothing but Ishan जैसा एक कैरेक्टर है इस एड फिल्म के अंदर जो कि प्लेन पर जाएगा. लेट्स से दिस एड फिल्म इज अबाउट ट्रॉली बैग्स. सो आई विल माय कांसेप्ट नोट विल लुक लाइक Ishan is a character that gets stuck in an island. That's a concept note. So it's a very broad idea. I haven't written like dialogue, right? तो मैं दिखाऊंगा और उसके अंदर थोड़ा सा describe कर दूंगा that Ishan first goes to the airport, then goes to the airplane, then is stuck in this island, and then comes the magic suitcase which has a bottle of champagne and food inbuilt in it. It has a music system inbuilt so he can chill at the island. This is a concept note about this funky suitcase which has all these things. A script is the next step. So मान ले तो client है, मैं तुम्हें 3 से 4 ऐसे concept note भेजूंगा अलग अलग direction में.
Right.
You will pick one. Then I will write the script. Now the script will be, okay, island पे पहुंच गया. What does Ishan actually say? How does Ishan actually move around? Like, is he sitting? Is he standing? Is he sitting like this with his back straight, or is he like, by the end of the day I'm relaxing? Then it goes to the production team. Now this is where things get really exciting, right? This is where the words that you write actually come to the visuals that you see on a big screen or a massive screen or an IPL ad or a TV ad. So a director comes in now. A director is that person that takes a script and visualizes it for the very first time. a director will come in and say, oh, this is, you've visualized an island. Then he will keep thinking in different directions. These are the kind of props that I want. Props are this couch I want, this wall hanging I want, this iPad I want, this watch I want, right? And then you'll get different departments to think deeper. I, as a director, will give you a broad understanding. I want an island that has red sand. You, as a production person, a line producer, what this person is called, that actually goes to different locations, like figures out the on-ground production work, which is finalizing location, finalizing equipment, finalizing cast members, etc. All of that. Right? So you'll come to this person, line producer will do the job. Right? The director would do the same thing for costume. He would tell the same brief for कि ईशान के बाल curly होने चाहिए, आयुष के बाल थोड़े straight होने चाहिए, to the hair and makeup portion. Right? So different departments then get these feed of information from the director. So it's a very important part of the process. This is what differentiates from like a great ad film and a good ad film. Scripts तो बहुत अच्छी सी लिखते हैं लोग, but a director's vision can completely transform how you visualize that film, right?
The execution.
And then he sits with the director of photography. Director of photography is essentially like a cinemat, right? In this case, we are the director of photography of this entire video. So now the director of photography is like, okay, जब वो island में बैठा होगा ना, मैं ऐसे घुमा के shot लूँगा, या फिर ऐसे उड़ती उड़ती ट्रॉली आएगी, या फिर ऐसे कुछ गिम्बल जाएगा आसपास. I'm just saying random things, but he would visualize the shot. So there are different departments in an ad film. When we shoot like a proper budget ad film, you know, a proper budget would be anywhere between like 10 lakhs to a crore. So you can imagine like 100 people crew on set doing different things. There are different departments. It's like running a company for a day. So it's that intricate. So yeah, this is what the director does. Then once the film is shot, we take that dump. Dump is nothing but the footage.
Right.
That footage is then gone to the post-production team, which what happens. Pre-production was planning, writing the script, doing the concept. Production was actually shooting, getting the actors. There are a lot of steps that I missed. There's a casting director also involved. There's an art director also involved that actually does this. There are production designers, there are production assistants, there are gaffers, there are lightmen. बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, but मोटे-मोटे these are the departments. Post-production process is what we do, right? Like edit, animation, graphics डालना, color grading करना. मतलब usually flat shoot करते हैं हम हर चीज. Flat is nothing but you take out all the color, raw जिसको बोलते हैं. Right? So all these big cinema, fancy cameras, very different codecs you have to convert. बहुत सारे छोटे-छोटे steps होते हैं.
Blackmagic raw में वो होता है.
हाँ, तो बहुत सारे जैसे Alexa, Blackmagic, Red, all these companies have their own raw format. And the post-production team does this and finally ships out the video. First, there's an offline cut that's shipped. Offline cut is nothing but the sequencing put together. What do I mean by that? Let's say I have to shoot a video of me going from my house to your house. So this offline edit cut will just have shot of me going out, shot of me taking the cab, shot of me entering your house. It will not have any grading, no music, no sound effects, no animation, nothing. The fact that I've missed so many steps, even after giving you a very intricate answer, shows how detailed the process is. So when like a client asks where is the money going, this is where the money is going, which is functioning all these departments. And then at the top sits the executive producer, somebody who's leading the production, somebody who decides whom to give what money. डायरेक्टर को कितना पैसा जा रहा है, गैफर को कितना पैसा जा रहा है, स्पॉट बॉस को कितना पैसा जा रहा है, जो उस दिन सेट पर रेड बुल आ रही है, कितनी रेड बुल आनी है, executive producer, the entire production team. So executive producer, there are associate producers, there's a line producer. So इस तरीके से रहता है. This is
a lot of moving parts.
बहुत ज़्यादा. There are a lot of moving parts, and that's why if you do it wrong, then you're setting at a massive loss. Right? That's why a lot of new production houses also have sometimes a hard time cracking bigger clients, because the bigger client understands the intricacy of production. And they know that if I give it to a company that is not truly experienced, they might mess it up. I'm not saying they will, because आज से 6-7 साल पहले when I was learning production and I was used to do like एक कैमरा से शूट करता था और मैं खुद ही शूट कर रहा हूँ, खुद ही प्रोडक्शन कर रहा हूँ. उस टाइम पे भी लोगों ने अपॉर्चुनिटी दी थी, but it was a long process of getting to a level where now we can do like massive TV or OTT level, Netflix level content.
Right. So as you were growing and getting more clients, how did you improve in the ad storytelling aspect? Like that's a very important thing, right? Whenever someone is editing a video, a big chunk is how can they tell a story, right, throughout the video. So how does one get better at that?
Particularly storytelling or ad storytelling?
You can talk about both.
Okay, so ad storytelling, I feel a good chunk of ad storytelling, which a good chunk of even the most smartest folks in the industry ignore, is not actually being the best storyteller, but understanding the brand and the TG correctly. Most people, I've seen great script writers, just not read about the brand at all. And I think the best insights come when you truly get into the business. The fact that we were able to understand brands really helped us initially, because initially we were struggling a lot the first 6 months, I remember. But हम ना brand को समझ लेते थे. तो brand को जब तुम समझ लेते हो ना, तो I can think like you, and you're the best person to think the best ideas for your company. Maybe not the most creative ideas, but you can think the most fundamentally कि सबसे सही क्या है मेरी company के लिए. For ad storytelling, I think understanding brands really important, and understanding who you're speaking to. You may love a story, but your father may not love the same story, and the kid next door might not love the same story. Does that make the story bad or good? No, it just makes it bad for those two TG, makes it great for you.
And storytelling aspect, how can one improve on that?
In general, storytelling aspect, so I don't write the scripts now. We have incredible script writers now, so I can never take the credit of, and I don't think I'm the best writer. I feel I'm a really good creative director, so I know how to put the right team together, and I know which idea to select for which part of the brand and for which brand. In general, I can give you this really cool thing, which is in general for storytelling, which is this kind of a storytelling where like somebody is sitting right across me and I have to tell them a story. When you are telling the story, live the story.
Right.
This is not valid particularly for all kinds of storytelling, but अगर तुम एक group में या फिर कैमरा को एक story बताने हो रहा, अगर तू जी लेना उस story को while you're saying it out loud, it really makes a difference. बहुत सारी कहानी होती है जो हम सब बहुत सारी लोगों की लाइफ में होती हैं, जैसे there might be a heartbreak story that you might have, right? You remember the moments when you're actually going through that. Your voice will tremble at points. You will have these frequency change at points which you otherwise wouldn't be able to foster, but just because you're living it while you're saying it,
Right.
It makes a huge difference. बहुत फर्क पड़ता है उससे. तो I think general storytelling tip थी. I read it on some Twitter thread, I think, and I think it was amazing.
Don't tell the story, live the story.
Live the story.
Awesome. So as you said that you are great at getting a team together. What do you look for when you're hiring someone, and how do you make sure that as the company is growing, the productivity of the company doesn't dwindle down?
I think मैंने अपनी थोड़ी तारीफ कर दी, but I'm not that great at finding the right team. I'm eventually great at making the right team because I'm also learning. So you also have to learn how to fire and remove people out of the team, and that took me a really long time. भाई मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आता था कि मैं क्यों नहीं कर पा रहा वो, but I finally found my ground. That okay, this is how you hire and this is how you fire, and you have to fire very respectfully and you have to hire very respectfully. Your other question was, how do I hire now?
Yeah.
I think we talked about this last time also, which is my philosophy of hiring, and we have an HR team now, so it's a little different. We have this one person who looks out for talent now, but even then the best folks that we have found are people that we have hunted, and I still believe in that initially we are too small right now, we're too tiny right now as a company to outsource everything. So I really, every day I spend on LinkedIn, not every day but almost every alternative day, if you open my LinkedIn you will see me randomly sending messages to like 10-15 people that hey, I do this, I would love to talk to you and explore opportunities. Instagram has also become a nice source of hiring, but it requires a lot of filtration though. Like I put up a story and there were 1,000 people applying on AngelList from just that story. It shook me. I didn't expect these many responses. That was a little scary. कि अब मुझे फिल्ट्रेशन बहुत करना पड़ेगा, बट दिस इज हाउ वी आर हायरिंग. इज वो फंडामेंटल थोड़ा ध्यान रखना पड़ता है कि आउटसोर्स मत करो. आई थिंक यू आल्सो ट्वीटेड दिस दैट यू वुडंट वांट टू आउटसोर्स, एंड आई फर्मली बिलीव इन दैट.
अच्छा, as you said that you look at the portfolio and if you like it you contact them, right? What do you look for in the portfolio? Like what is the thing that one should consider when building their own portfolio as a video editor or as a designer in general?
If you're not a writer, words are useless. Somebody emailed me the other day, humongous list of this is who I am, this is what I do, this is how I do it. Great. I would love to know about this when we are on a call because I really value these questions. He applied for a designer position. I didn't see a design portfolio. I didn't see his designs. No past work, no Behance link, no Drive link, nothing. And if you're not a writer, I don't want to see you praise about yourself and like freaking 500 words. Show me the work, and especially the kind of work that we're in, editing, designing, motion designing, of course writing is different. I think you have to start with understanding who you are, in what profession you are in. If you're a designer, sending a really good cold email, great, that definitely shows how professional you are, but it has to come with your portfolio. Always make live portfolios. I don't suggest sending PDFs at all. Primarily because your work will get like you will constantly improve work, especially in a phase when you are sending out portfolios. Matlab you are mostly like looking for a lot of work, and you're a beginner, of course not applicable to all, but when you don't have a live portfolio, and if I open your email like 2 months later, which I do a lot, I literally just sometimes Google or look into my email, graphic designer or designer, and I get all the emails, and I look into my portfolios because I'm looking for freelance designers that I can't find. If that email is 6 months old, but you've done so much more work, you just lost a work opportunity because you didn't update the portfolio.
Right.
So use like a Behance or use like a Drive. If you're using a Drive, don't send me a closed link. Log na restrict kar dete hain access. Bhai, such a small thing, but such an important thing because so many people use Google Workspace and Google Drive.
February 2021, I launched MarketUp. I put out that video saying that I'm launching my new startup, apply karo, we'll work together and matlab अच्छा रहेगा. 5,000 entries, right, for roles like content writer, content producer and all of the other roles like video editing and all that. Majority of the people who are submitting their portfolio, which is by the way just 10% of the people who are totally applying, उसमें access ही नहीं है. I'm clicking on that and it says कि no access, request for access. That has been one of the biggest turn-offs for me whenever I'm trying to hire someone.
I was talking to Ansh the other day. He promotes Notion portfolios a lot. I also support Notion portfolios a lot because easy to make, so easy to make. Like I recommend this workflow to everybody, which is buy a domain name for like $500 a year, not a lot of money. Route that domain name to a Notion page, get Zoho's free email. So in $500, you now have a website which looks great, and you have professional email. It just takes $500. That's it. People don't do it. They would spend $500 on so many other things. Having a professional email makes all the difference in the world. It really matters. I know it's not the only thing that's gonna get you like 6-figure gigs or something. It won't. If your work is bad, it won't. But these smaller things really just cherry on the top, and I'm the kind of person who loves that cherry on the top thing.
What does your day in the life look like right now? I asked you about storytelling, you said I'm not so good at that, I have someone who does that. I asked you about hiring, you're like I have a HR team right now. So what do you do right now as the head of the company?
Why are you giving me existential crisis? I was just telling him that I'm telling my team that you have to make my job so redundant that if I'm stuck on an island, the company shouldn't stop. So right now I'm just making myself more and more redundant. Just making more leaders in the company, and it starts at a very ground level. You have to empower everybody, which I wasn't doing, and it's a very long and detailed answer if we get to the how of it. But eventually, I really want over the next 4-5 months कि मेरा कुछ काम ही नहीं हो company में. I'm just you as a founder, and I was listening to Carl and Kunal talk. Like we were covering the Cred event I was doing the video for that event. They said the same thing, and I don't think I believe in something more than this. It's as a founder, your only job is to pick the right team and give them the right environment to grow. Right? Of course, that right environment also means you have to get money and all of that. There are smaller things, but eventually all I want to do for the company is what Naval says: increase the surface area of opportunities, which is go to places and just pitch out. I should be the biggest business development manager at Owl, pitching Owl to, if I meet today like Prime Minister Modi ji and meet him, Owl does a creative tech agency and it is a video production house. Like my pitch should start there and then. Of course, not like this, but अभी मैं बहुत छोटी-छोटी चीजें करता हूँ ना to actually answer your question. I do a lot of work still. Right now, my day would start with I wake up at about 9. Actually, my help wakes me up because I would sleep at 2 a.m. or so, and I find it hard to, and I need like 8 hours of sleep. So I never like compromise on my sleep by that. That's one thing which I've tried to. कुछ ही फट रहा हूँ मैं 7 घंटे सोना तो इसमें सर्वाइव ही नहीं कर पाऊंगा अगला दिन. Wake up at 9, 10. I take a couple of meetings. Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays, I completely avoid meetings until and unless there's something massive going on. This week was very hectic. So this week I have a meeting on Saturday also, I have a meeting on Wednesday also, but I don't like taking calls. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we take updates. We use a lot of softwares. I check Basecamp, what is the entire team doing. We have stand-ups. I see how people are feeling. Now we are doing this very async. So मुझे सुबह आ जाता है कि how everybody is feeling. Are people feeling good? I know who has a throat infection. I know who is feeling not so motivated today. Then I send them a personalized message कि hey, this is what you need to do probably. Then I do this for about 30 minutes or so. After this is done, I'm having my breakfast. Yeah, and then all the times in the middle, I still make our proposals. Now I've given it to the team, but I really take pride in how Owl sends proposals to their clients. So those are still built by me, and I was very, very touchy about them, and that's why I wasn't delegating. But now I've finally delegated. That's all the proposals that Owl sends to different companies, that this is what we can do for you. Used to be made by me until like 3-4 months ago. But I still overlook that process, which is really integral. I budget a lot of campaigns still, which is a very integral part of the process. So right now there are about, I think, 11 projects going on in the company. So I just quickly see कि क्या क्या चल रहा है, अच्छा इसमें change कर दो, इसमें change कर दो. And at about 7 when I go to the gym. Right now कुछ दिनों से मैं जिम थोड़ा पहले जा रहा हूँ, कभी 12 बजे जा रहा हूँ, कभी 3 बजे जा रहा हूँ. मज़ा आ रहा है मुझे आजकल काफ़ी जिम जाने में.
मुझे मज़ा आ रहा है.
हाँ, otherwise 7-7:30 बजे gym, come back, have dinner, watch some sitcom. I love wasting my time on Instagram reels and sitcoms. I would watch Modern Family, go to Instagram, waste my time for 2 hours and feel terrible and great at the same time. I don't know how to describe that feeling. तो बहुत ही एकदम मस्त सा, तो confusing feeling होती है कि अब मैंने दिन waste भी कर दिया और मैंने दिन में productive भी लग रहा है. End the day by replying to all remaining WhatsApp texts, emails, close the day. This is a regular Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday.
Unless you're traveling.
Unless I'm not traveling but I'm reducing my travel a lot. I haven't traveled how I was traveling. May end तक इतना travel कर रहा था, I've stopped. I'm reducing travel a lot.
कल बात कर रहा हूँ मुंबई में है, आज बात करूँ दिल्ली पहुँच गए. ऐसे
I'm avoiding travel now.
Why are you doing that? You don't enjoy the.
No, I love travel, but it was too much. I was losing long-term focus.
Yeah, I fell ill as well while traveling.
I was यार बहुत ना वो operations में घुस गया था मैं. And I forgot why we was doing this. बड़े decision ने लिए थे. Startup जब से market dry हुआ तो business also went down for like about 30 days. So मैं घर भी जा रहा हूँ अभी, मैं राखी के लिए घर जा रहा हूँ, बहन से मिलूंगा, 2 दिन स्पेंड करूँगा, तो मैं 20 दिन अब वहीं पे ही हूँ. अब मैं नहीं आ रहा 4 दिन में, 20 दिन वहीं रहूँगा.
अरे वाह.
तो क्योंकि वो वापस 3 दिन में आ गया तो वो 2 दिन वहाँ के वेस्ट होंगे, 1 दिन यहाँ का वेस्ट होगा. और मुझे रियलाइज़ हो रहा है मेरा बुढ़ापा बढ़ता है जा रहा है बहुत ही कम एज पे. मैं 1 दिन में थक जाता हूँ, शिट, जिम चलेगा यार, पीठ दर्द होगी यार. You're making so many decisions as an entrepreneur. इतनी सारी चीज़ें बॉम्बार्ड करना, कंटेंट क्रिएशन तो आफत जॉब है भाई. ये पता नहीं कैसे कर रहा है भाई तू. आफत मतलब आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल फॉर द ऑडियंस, बट इट इज रियली टैक्सिंग यार. एंड आई कांट पोस्ट स्टोरीज ऑल डे. आई लिटरली पोस्ट स्टोरीज बिकॉज माई मैनेजर इज सिटिंग नेक्स्ट डोर. माई टीम लिटरली, मैं ये स्टोरी नहीं डाला, ये पॉडकास्ट कहीं नहीं करा, ये नहीं, मतलब तो करना पड़ता है. आई एंजॉय मेकिंग रील्स. मुझे रील्स बनाना और पॉडकास्ट बनाने में बहुत मजा आता है. रेगुलर स्टोरी अपडेशन is what I feel is very, very tiring. So this is a very long answer. So sorry to your
it's a habit.
Simple question.
Abhi I was traveling, coming to this place, right?
LinkedIn post
I put out 4 tweets, 1 LinkedIn post, 1 Instagram story, while doing a call with my manager and aligning 5 reel scripts and all that for.
मैं नहीं कर पा रहा अभी. I think I can do this for Owl. I am not able to do this for my content. I've gotten better, but because I've always just felt content is on the side. So मैं थोड़ा relax रहता हूँ. सिर्फ रील बनानी है, कल बनाएंगे. अच्छा, Owl की वीडियो है, नहीं आज 4 बजे तक जग के करेंगे. So mindset बहुत मेरा अलग है when I look at, like, I procrastinate a lot in content, and I would never procrastinate.
It makes sense as well if you think about it.
हाँ, पर फिर देखो कि content creators जितना पैसा छाप रहे हैं, तो फिर शर्म आ जाती है कि अरे
मेरे को क्या. So one question that a lot of audience would want to know the answer of is that in Owl Media, the people who grew with the company throughout the time, what traits did they have versus people who had that constant mindset कि वो grow नहीं कर पा रहे, right? So what did they do differently?
Malleability. People were just very malleable. They were very trusting because the team has seen me F up a lot of times. I used to say things. I remember saying this to my EP that this is last year. Just trust me on this project. I'm gonna get you so many ad films, it'll be crazy. But the thing is, every founder says that, and I've worked so hard to make that a reality. And of course, luck played a major role as well. And if that wouldn't have happened, they were malleable. If you're doing, I remember I was like, you have to do social media content. It is like you can't survive. Now I think, and I'm not saying it's a precedent, but our social media processes are so good. I'm proud of very few things. Processes is one thing I'm so proud of that, and it's that team that built the processes with me. I didn't do that alone. So they were malleable to understand कि okay ये नहीं. I remember 4 महीने पहले we got this massive project. बहुत सारे blogs लिखने पड़ेंगे. Now we write blogs, but that's not our core at all. लिखे. So that malleability really makes a lot of difference, especially in a startup, because you wear a lot of hats. But it's not just wearing different hats. मैं भी अभी चाहूँ तो कोई ऐसा काम कर सकता हूँ जो मुझे बिल्कुल भी पसंद नहीं है. अभी मुझे stories डालना बहुत पसंद नहीं है. तो मैं मुझे को बोलेगा मैं 20 stories डालूंगा. But wearing different hats and actually enjoying it and doing it with that shiddat is the hard part. So that malleability was that core factor in these folks,
right.
And in learning as well. Like culture and learning is a big part of OWL. तो वो लोग ना बहुत सीखे भी, मतलब, और कुछ लोग तो मेरे बिना बताए सीखे.
Also, when someone is starting in the creative field, would you recommend them to start working for free just to build up their portfolio and like get some experience, and then later on? Yeah.
Never freelance for free.
Never freelance for free.
I think working for free is the best thing that I've done in my life. I would recommend it to every single person. Work for free. I don't know why is it. Dude, when you don't know anything, you're not working for free. If you don't know anything, you're not working for free. I am paying you.
Right.
You are taking my time, which is worth to teach you. You're doing a free course. You should be paying me.
Right.
People have forgotten this. But there's a very
apprenticeship.
But people have just completely forgotten this, and I was with Tane Bhaiya, and he just put it in, he articulated it so well, and there's a reel, probably if we can put like a link or something. I don't think I can articulate it that well, but people have forgotten this. However, there's a very fine line. When do you make this jump? So I developed this thing, and it sometimes works. It definitely works with people who are smart. Doesn't work with people who want to, sort of take the most out of you. मतलब जो कुछ एक गंदे लोग तो होते हैं, जो मतलब जिनको मतलब सिर्फ तंग करना है, जो idiots होते हैं कुछ इंडस्ट्री में, उनसे तो दूर रहना चाहिए. तो अब अच्छे लोगों की बात करते हैं. अच्छे लोगों के साथ ना ऐसा करो. Hey, this is the first time I'm giving a service. My service is 5,000 rupees. But I will do the first one for you for free. Why? Because I want to build a new relationship, and I want to start this and try and see if this works for us or not. Because I'm not here for this one project. I'm here for the next 10 months, 11 months, 2 years, right? Now this tells me that it's a 5,000 cut zero and not a zero. This is a mindset shift. I'm like, oh, 5 साल की सर्विस हम फ्री में दे रहे हैं इस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए, just to see how I'm worth it, right? And he's made it very clear that this is why I'm doing it, right? But if you truly want to learn, if you're new to an industry, if you're not great at your skill, just work for free. It's free college. Don't think of it as you're not getting paid. Just think of it, you're getting education for free, right? The worst, I'll tell you the don'ts. These are don'ts that you never do when you're working for free. Never just say that you're working for free. Always tell them that you're worth X, but you are choosing to do this because of XYZ reason. When you're working for free, always work for free for the right folks. People who can give you intangible benefits. For example, if you are working for a content creator for free, might as well work for a content creator who has at a million, 2 million, and will give you credits also.
Right.
Not a 2 million person who won't give you credits, right? So now you're getting the intangible benefits of getting that publicity. So how I treat it as 5,000 rupees nahi mile isse, but my 5,000 rupees is me getting that name in the caption. That's a marketing expense. Do this initially. जैसे ही पोर्टफोलियो बन जाए ना भाई, भाग लो, फिर नहीं काम करना फ्री में. वो रिस्की काम है यार. बार बार फ्री में काम करते रहना ना, वो बहुत रिस्की है, बिकॉज यू स्पॉइल द क्लाइंट. जिस के लिए मैंने फ्री में काम करा है, अब मैं उसके साथ काम नहीं करता. जिसके लिए मैंने बहुत कम पैसों में काम करा है, क्योंकि अब मैं उनको जब 5x रेट दे रहा हूँ तो उनको डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो रहा. To be honest, it doesn't matter. Now I have so many things on my portfolio. Now I can pitch a client. The client doesn't need to know that I did something for free. They need to know what this was worth. There are two different things. What you charged for it and what it's actually worth. If you charge 0 for a thing that's actually worth 100 rupees, you can go and sell it for 100 rupees. So build a portfolio and bindas then jaake becho. Client ki kami hai nahi.
Awesome, bro. What's the future plans? Naval has also said that you should build a product and not an agency. Depends, right? So do you have any plans for that, or what are you thinking right now?
I think plans hi abhi to, but we have a very big vision for OWL, but it's a very slow vision. We'll take it one step at a time. Right now I'm really enjoying building this, and I want to enjoy this. There are of course plans that are more behind the scenes, which I will probably reveal as and when
behind the camera.
हाँ, तो वो अभी मुझे, I don't want to toot my horn before doing something.
Right.
We will try something, we'll do some experiments, we'll fail a bunch of times, and then we'll probably announce it that this is what we are doing. But I don't think we want to do anytime soon, take our time with what our mission is forward. Not for, if you're a VC, this is not for you. We are moving at a crazy fast speed, rocket ship speed we are moving, and we have a lot of plans. I'm learning here. I'm a student of my own company. हर रोज एक नई learning आती है, उसको फिर मैं लिखता हूँ और सोचता हूँ कि तू कितना बुद्धू है वादवा. मतलब every day before I sleep I'm like, you are such a big idiot. हर रोज, कल भी मैं सो रहा था ना, मैं 3 बजे सो रहा था यार. मतलब अपने आप को मैं इतना कोसता हूँ सोने से पहले कि यार क्या मैनिफेस्टेशन का उल्टा करता हूँ मैं एकदम. तो गधा है, क्या कर रहा है भाई. Like it's a lot of fun learning because thankfully we are getting rewarded also. सिर्फ learning में थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है, but learning के साथ जब reward भी मिल रहे हो ना तो अच्छा लगता है कि हाँ सीखने के वैसे मिल रहे हैं.
Wonderful. काफी अच्छा लगा, आपसे भी काफी कुछ सीख रहा हूँ मैं in the last 1 year. So
नहीं भाई, I'm learning from you now. I'm active on LinkedIn.
Mutual learning हो रही है.
Mutual learning. सही है भाई, building in public का कुछ फायदा तो.
चलिए, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in and thanks for hosting.
मेरे को बोलना चाहिए तो.
And I wanted to actually plug something in, right? So I'm doing a free workshop for people who want to grow their freelance business. If you're a freelancer, I've been at a stage where I've worked for free and scaled it to probably like 4-5 lakhs a month, and this journey was grueling. And would love to help you out. So it's a completely free workshop. You'll see link in the bio if he allows me to put it. I don't know. I'll have to take permission from his 7-8
First link in
managers.
description.
But it's completely free. I don't want to charge a dime for this, and it's just a lot of knowledge. It's true real experiences that I've had, like a lot of failures and a lot of fundas to get out of that failure. But
Just like your TEDx talk.
yeah, so you saw the doc?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, it was good.
On camera बोला है, इसको पसंद नहीं.
उसका भी description में.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
चलो.